a beautiful country, a lot of interest, a lot of stories, singing. You want to call it, it's anything there, but there's very little sun.
You're watching the Spotlight Network, starring Hollywood's newsman, Logan Crawford.
They now believe a single member.
He works with TV and film legends. And now, Logan's shining the spotlight on the world's top emerging authors and creators.
International were abducted.
This is Spotlight with Logan Crawford, streaming on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV.
I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on the Spotlight Network, we're stepping into a lyrical universe with a wonderful book. It is called A Horizon Filled with Nebulous Clouds. It is written by a terrific poet by the name of Vogel. This stunning collection brings together poetry, sonnets, and musings crafted in English but influenced by the elegance of French and Italian medieval verse. With rich wordplay and unexpected meanings and rhythmic surprises, the author and poet paints a bold and thought-provoking portrait of the human experience through language. We're delighted to have this very talented poet join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Prime 7 Media for helping us put him in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support authors like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his amazing book. The links are below this interview. Rob, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Okay, thank you.
It is great to have you on the show. You did a wonderful job with this book. I love the title, A Horizon Filled with Nebulous Clouds. What's that all about? Tell us the meaning behind that.
A lot of people say the same or ask me the same thing. I said, yeah, well, I wrote at the moment about 900, 1,000 pages of poems. That's all very fine, but I have to do something with them. I can't just have them sit on my computer. So I decided to create a section, the first book, and said, what I'm going to call this. Now, I've been living in the Republic of Ireland, which you know is just after the UK, for many, many years. It's a beautiful country, a lot of interest, a lot of stories, singing. You want to call it, it's anything there, but there's very little sun. There's a lot of rain, and that's the reason that I moved out of the Republic of Ireland about 15 years ago to the south of France, and we have the sun here. And I think back, that beautiful country down there has everything there to think of, but it's always bloody raining. So that is why I'd call it the foggy sky. It really is the translation of your word,
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, it's very effective because it draws the reader in, because you wonder, hey, what's that about? And it's a wonderful title.
That's the whole idea. You take a title, and the title has to represent what I am thinking. Yeah, what is happening in there, and that I feel that it's a range of different poems in the book, but it represents the feeling that I have.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You portray those feelings and you convey those feelings so well.
Yeah.
Talk to us about what the book is really about in your own words, the type of journey that it takes readers on.
There is no actual style as such. I mean, it's a range of different poems, and it was the start of my poetry. I mean, when 10 years, 15 years ago, I came to France and had the sun. I was living in the mountains at that time, in the middle of the forest. I said, wow, this is a different type of style of living. So that's fine. But my wife got sick and she died about 10 years ago. So I was on my own and said, yeah, I'm a designer, a creator. I paint and draw every time. I talk to designers my whole life and say, this is all beautiful you made, but it is not suitable for that particular project, whatever it might be. So I carried on from there. I said, yeah, I have to do something more than just painting and drawing. And that's where the actual writing of poetry started. Thinking about what happened to me when I'm walking through the forest or the mountains, things happen to me. Yeah, I might fall down, and you know, here I'm going again. I am not exactly 21 years of age, so I have to make sure that I walk straight.
Yeah.
And different stories, different thoughts came to my mind, and that is what I wanted to write down on paper, because I have 1 second the thought down there, and I walk through the whole thing there. That's perfect, and that's gone. That's why I want to write it down, and that's why I ending up writing poetry.
Well, we're glad you did because it really resonates with readers. Talk to us a little bit about your writing. It feels very real, very emotional. Is it difficult to open up like that and share so much of yourself, so much of your soul?
That is extremely difficult, especially for me. I'm a single, at the moment, a single person, but my whole life I have been always being a person that it's me. I have to talk to you because you have made a mistake somewhere along the line, and let's solve this problem. My whole life was problem solving. I work in the pre-press business, and I was business running from America to Europe. So I was more time in the airplane, in hotels and taxis and anywhere else. But I could live with that. But it is impossible to say, listen, I write something now. It is something that I've experienced in the forest, in my life, in my experience as designer. I have seen this before. I've heard it before, and that is what I wrote. Yeah. All those things are things that I have seen, experienced, and felt.
Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. It's hard to do. It's hard to open up like that. But
Very
once you do,
difficult.
the
Very,
creative
very difficult.
juices really flow. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
When you
Okay.
wrote this book, did you have a certain type of reader in mind, a person's age or a group that you thought it might have impact on?
Yeah. As I said before, I'm not exactly 21, but I like that my poetry is linked to younger people.
Hmm.
Yeah, younger people say, "Wow, did that really happen?" And that's where the mind comes in, and they start to think, and that is important for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's great to be able to connect intergenerationally like that, to
Yes.
connect
Yeah.
with
I mean,
younger viewers and
all the
readers.
people are fine. We all have experience. Yeah, you're not 21 either, right? Like me. I mean, I'm past that. There are other things happening which I
Mm,
find fascinating, but we have to think that other people, younger people, have no experience, but you have to tell them what to do.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good to give them advice, give them
Yes.
guidance.
Yeah.
When someone has read your book, when they turn that last page, what do you hope they experience? What do you hope they feel? What do you hope they're thinking?
I'm hoping that they go back. Yeah. Back to page 75 and say, wow, yes, I read that before. And now I'm thinking, yeah, there's a more of a different feeling behind that. Yeah. And that's important to me. It's not just the first two lines, it's the whole story, the whole small little story on that page. That's
Absolutely. There's a lot to reflect upon there. Your writing and your poetry seems timeless. I guess that's in part because it is influenced by medieval French and
yeah,
Italian poetry.
yeah.
Talk to us about those influences and how it impacted you and your writing style.
Yeah, I mean, initially, as you know, I'm from the Netherlands originally. So I moved to Ireland. Ireland was full of mystery and different things. Fine, I love that. But then I moved to France and said, yeah, what has France to do for me? So I read various all the types of poetry down there, and say, yeah, that's all very nice. But I got a translation between, of course, my French wasn't too great. My French and the English said, this is not what they wrote. Yeah. I mean, the translation was very good, but it is not exactly what they wrote in French. Yeah. So for me, it was important to read the French and say, listen, this is what I mean. It is not that a dog walked down the path. It's a dog run down the path and jump down the path. And that's important. These small things are very, very important within poetry.
Yeah, absolutely. The nuance makes a big difference.
Yes, it's the small words that's important. Yeah.
Without a doubt. Do you have a favorite poem in this collection?
Not really. Yeah. I've been looking at that. The favorite poem, and that's why I looked at it before. It's Amour. Yeah. It's a short poem on page, I put my glasses on now, 119. It's a small love poem, but it's one of those things that people can read. Yes, it's filling me. I understand that. That's the thing. Yeah, and that's important that people pick a poem out of a series of different poems and say, listen, this is important to me. Not important to me, but important to them.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's very, very important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When you know you've connected with a reader and that you have struck upon a subject that has great impact on them, I think that is a great reward, no doubt.
It's vitally important. Sorry, it's vitally important to me. Okay, I wrote that. And so, wow, did you really write? Yeah, I wrote that. So it's fine. Now read it again. Yeah, I read it already. No, read it again. And then suddenly they open up and say, oh, I know what you really mean. And that's important for me.
Exactly. Poetry is almost like music. The more you hear it, the more you see into it, the more you understand it, and the different meanings that you find.
Music is the same thing. You hear the music, you say, oh yeah, that's fantastic music. Until you actually look at the notes, which I used to do myself, the actual music itself, and listen to it bit by bit, say, wow, it's fantastic. And that's important for me.
Absolutely. What's next for you as a writer and a poet? Are you working on another book?
Yes, I'm working on the next book. And because I'm an illustrator as well, and there are a lot of pencil illustrations going to be in there. So I have to, you have 100 or 200 pages, and there are going to be 50 or 80 pencil illustrations in there relating to the poems. It is a different thing. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we're looking forward to the release of that book of poetry and your sketches as well. It sounds wonderful.
And that is very important to me, that I can combine my artwork with the actual poetry.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think it reinforces it. I think it makes it more personal for the reader as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Talk to us about what you mean by spaces for meanings not expected.
Spaces mean not expected, in life, there are a lot of gaps, in everybody's life, your life, my life, everybody's life. Mm-hmm. And you don't expect those, and you have to do something with it. So one thing was, okay, I moved from France, from Ireland to France, and ended up in a beautiful large house in the middle of the mountains there. What the hell am I going to do here? I am, not young. I cannot dig the garden every week or every month. So I have to get somebody to do it. And that's why we have to think about what happens in between. So if I write a poem and I stop halfway through it, I have to stop there because I have to think, how are we going further with that? And same with life. Life is the same thing. You live with your wife or your children, whatever, the whole family together. That's all fine, but there are always gaps in there. And it's you and me have to make up the gaps by using poetry and art,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Wonderful, wonderful. I agree with your opinion wholeheartedly. The name of the book we've been exploring today is called Horizon Filled with Nebulous Clouds. It is a poetic journey that stretches the boundary of language and style, inviting readers to pause, reflect, and discover hidden meaning in their own
Yeah,
worlds and the
yeah.
worlds around them. Rob, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Okay, no problem. Yeah.
I appreciate your time, your insight, and your
Okay.
wisdom, and your wonderful talent. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford.
I
Thank
will
you.
go back to writing.
Well, we're looking forward to you writing more. To the folks at
Thank you
home,
very
I'm
much.
Logan Crawford. Thanking you for your time this time. Until
Okay,
next
no
time
problem.
on Spotlight.
Thank you.